day, guys. This is Chief Engineer Krishnan on behalf of New Age Maritime Academy. This session I intend to share with you about what are all things that will happen when the vessel is being taken over. Okay, in terms of survey and certification, and in terms of expectation of the ship stuff. I really don't know how far it is going to be useful for your exams. Just please consider it as a knowledge sharing based on my practical experience. As a chief engineer, I took over about, when I was in Valum, about back-to-back takeovers. So memories are pretty fresh. So okay, when it comes to takeover, there are different kinds of takeover. You may be knowing yard delivery, yard takeover. This is when, as you know well, the owner is putting the crew for taking for a new build. This is for a new build, and taking over from suppose this is one scenario. Second scenario is there is a change of owner. Change of owner. Suppose which had happened in in my case, change of owner. And third scenario is change of technical and management, crew management and technical management, company management, company change of management company, but owner is the same. Understood? No. For example, from owner wants to shift his ship from company A to company B due to some reasons, whatever he feels. Maybe company B will be more better for him. So change of management. These things, especially these two, what I am trying to tell is, what we have to watch out is whether any change of class is happening, change of flag, because sometimes these may be the same. Okay, there may be a change of class also, or there may not be. There may be a change of flag also. Everything depends on the owner. So when it comes to yard takeover, yes, we will just browse through one by one. Yard takeover is like people who have done it, you may be knowing. You have to join in the dry dock. The crew will be signing on. The entire team will be signing on. Will be at the dry dock, and they will get familiarized from the shipyard staff regarding the machinery, and the sea trials and all, machinery performance and all will be witnessed, and these things will be happening. But regarding the certification part, remember this, the certification part is the same for any category. What happens in the certification part is, the initially vessel will be issued interim certificate. Interim certificate means, see, vessel cannot sail without certificates. So interim certificates will be issued to the vessel, which is valid for 6 months. Okay. Within the 6 months, the company will have to conduct an internal audit, ISM, ISPS, MLC. within 3 months. Then after that it will be followed by a external audit, which shall be attended by class or by the flag. Okay, these things you assume as common for all categories. Interims, after taking over. During takeover, what happens? The surveyor will come on board, inspect, and then issue the interim certificate. The vessel will have trading certificates and statutory certificates. All these certificates will be issued as interims. Okay, and you may be aware there are certain certificates which are being issued by flag. There are certain certificates which, other certificates will be issued by recognized organizations, means classification society, on behalf of the flag. When it comes to the certificates, for example, issued by flag, certificate of registry, IMO number doesn't change. So when I do the safe manning certificate and tonnage receipt, all these things, ISPS, sometimes ISPS issued by class also, depends on this thing. When I discuss with you about the certification part, I can go detail in that because I need an interactive session for that. As of now, what I am trying to tell, the surveyor will issue the interim certificate during the takeover of the vessel, which is valid for 6 months. Okay. Vessel have to, the company will have to conduct an internal audit within 3 months after taking over. So internal audit by the company representative, as you know well, company representative will be conducting this within 3 months of takeover. Mostly they will come by about 3 months. Once there is no NC or any observation, everything is closed, then it will be followed by external audit. External audit shall be conducted by either by flag or by class. Okay. Okay. These things are making sure that the company to which the vessel has which is handling the vessel, the company's company's ISM standard has been implemented on the vessel. That is what is the basic idea. Okay, as required by the company. Once this completes, then again the surveyor will be called. Upon the satisfactory completion of these two, then the surveyor will be called, class surveyor will be called for inspection. That then after inspecting the vessel, he will give full term certificate. Full term certificates, 5 years validity. So statutory, and when you see the list of certificates, you will know these things. All these things, it will take about it will be completed by 6th month. Okay. So this is to give you a rough idea. The same thing happens when the vessel is being taken over by in the dry dock also. Okay. Whichever is the scenario. This thing please remember. This is what will happen during vessel taking over, whether yard delivery or owner change or flag change or company change, whatever happens. Okay. After 6 months, once till that time, the crew on board will be implementing the company policies, company procedures, posters, SMS, everything one by one they have to implement on the vessel. So it is actually a challenging task, because at the same time missionary performance also need to be reported consistently. Vessel performance, where all defects, all these things and all. When it comes to dry dock, they will start preparing the GC claim. If there is any defect, then the company will tell to put it in the GC claim list. So regarding the guarantee claim list, there will be a contract between the owner and the shipyard till what time the guarantee claim. Usually it is within 1 year, depends on the contract basically. So just a rough idea for you. Now regarding the survey and certification, there is another thing called CSR. Okay, continuous synopsis record. What this is telling is, if you see in your vessel certificate, there will be something called CSR. CSR is basically, this I am referring especially while second hand taking over. During yard delivery also it will be there. In the CSR, if you can see, it will be written while you take over from the yard and all. It will be written, the owner's details will be mentioned, the company's details will be mentioned. Okay. CSR, you can imagine something like encumbrance. When you buy a property, you see the encumbrance certificate, no? What are all owners have bought this, where all it has exchanged hands, the property has exchanged hands, any loans are there, all these things will be visible in your EC. Same like this, the CSR is the one, it's like gives the history of the vessel, X name, what are all the changes the vessel has undergone, when it has any flag change, any class change, owner change, all these things will be highlighted in the CSR. If you look at the vessel CSR, you will know from the vessels since delivery what are all had happened to that vessel. Understood, no? Remember always, IMO number doesn't change. Same like our engine chassis number in our automobiles. So the IMO number and all doesn't change. So this will be, everything will be, you can see it in the CSR. Okay. So now, so I hope you have an idea about what are all things that are happening in the certification part. These are all things that are happening. Okay. Once when the vessel is handed over the full term certificate, it is the job is done. Till this time, it will be little tight situation for everybody, for the company also, and especially for the ship staff also. But anyway, what are all the expectations? What are all happening when we take over a vessel? Okay, I am not going to yard delivery much, because yard delivery, as I specified before, most of them are involving in sea trials, guarantee claims, raising defect list with respect to the yard, and familiarizing the things from the yard, and most of them are related to that. Later on, the same things will follow. After a vessel when the vessel is delivered, it will be given interims. Once the interims, then followed by internal audit, then external audit. Initially, the interims only will be given. Okay. So now let us focus on management change. with my back-to-back experience in taking over of ships when I was in Valum, there was a owner change. Okay, this was in 2017, where you would have heard in Hanjin collapse. Hanjin ships were bought by true owners. So step by step, what are all happened, I can discuss with you. See, and another ship was for Genco, taken over from Zodiac. So in both the cases, these two I did back to back. In both the cases, there was a owner change, company change, flag change, class change. So step by step, I will tell you the things that had happened. Okay. First thing is, for second-hand vessel taking overs, the company will prefer X-hands, so that the implementation of company's systems will be more easy for them, because an X-hand knows about the company's expectation and the company's protocols, SMS. It will be mostly master or chief officer for deck side. The company will be sending observers. Okay, observers, one from deck side, one from engine side. Master or chief officer from on behalf of the deck side, and chief engineer is preferably in Valum. The SSO was chief engineer. So mostly myself, two more chief engineers are there. One team is there, especially being called for taking over of ships, because that time actually I was only 31, so they want a chief engineer who can run around, to be more honest. And another thing is, even experienced chief, this doesn't matter much, but I'm just telling how they this one of the observers from deck and one observer from the engine side. Okay, first thing is, you have to sign the letter of indemnity, LOI. Whoever is the observer, what is meant by LOI is, before you sign on, you have to sign. Before you depart, company will be giving you to sign this and then send to them. By signing LOI, you are undertaking, you are telling to the company or the owner from whom you are going for an observer. Okay, suppose this is your company. He is sending you as an observer to this company's ship. Okay, LOI, you are telling, the observer is telling to this company from where the vessel is going to be taken over, that if anything happens during the observatory period, this owner, it won't come on this owner's this thing. It won't come on this owner. I am ready to bear it from my side. Okay, basically, your company, this is your company, no? This company will tell to this company or the owner, my observers are at their own risk. Nothing will come on your side. Okay, any accident or any injury or anything, they are not liable for the observers. That is what our company is telling to this company or the owner. You don't need to take care of their insurance. Basically, that is what is being told. You are not liable for them. remember one thing, when you LOA is very important for both the parties basically. Observers or chief officer, either of the one. Okay, remember that you are considered as a passenger basically. Officially I am telling, the same LOI you have to sign when you invite your family when you are on board also. In normal in-service ship, maybe you will remember, people who have sailed with their families, they know that I am liable for them. I am not making the company liable. Owner is not liable. I am liable for their safety. This is what we are. That time also we sign LOI. Okay. You are telling you are not liable for me if something happens to me. So observatory period. During the observatory period, you need to you are not a working crew. Okay, you are a observer or a passenger. Officially, that is what is the thing. Okay, and when you join the vessel as an observer, company will give you what are all checks to be. There will be a takeover checklist. Okay, which will be given to the chief engineer and the one coming on behalf of the deck side also. In both the vessels I happen to sign on with the chief officer. Myself and chief officer only. We were master came later on with our full team. So what had happened was, what will happen is, once you sign on, on board, you need to understand that once you sign on, the temperament of the team which is handing over the vessel to you, you have to read that temperament. For example, if it is during the Hanjin takeover to True Ship, Hanjin compensated for everybody. I don't know that much of the details, but the team was happy. There was no frustration and all. The temperament was good. Takeover is a bit tricky. This observatory period is a bit tricky because you have to keep your head little low, understanding the frustration of the other side. They are leaving their jobs in half the contract. So sometimes you will have a good tempered people who understands. Sometimes you will have, what I am trying to tell. So the other takeover was a bit difficult, where the temperament of the handing over team, basically you are an uninvited guest, to be very honest. So you should not be surprised when people are behaving with you in a cold way. Instead of that, you should little bit let down your ego and all. Then only you can do your job in a better way. See, the main purpose of the observer, especially from the chief engineer side, see, the chief officer side is vessel's certification and what about the condition of deck and this thing. But when it comes to chief engineer side, what are all the things especially happening in the engine room? There are some people who will be cooperative to tell you everything. There are some people who won't be much cooperative with you. So only if you have a good rapport, if you have to try to develop a good rapport with the off-signing team and then get as much details as possible. Okay. While certification, while discussing the certificate, I forgot to mention one thing. ORB, the things which are given by the flag, that should be retained on board, because the outgoing people, they will be instructed by their company to destroy the previous records. Okay, there may be insurance issues or whatever, but Knox files, ORB, GRB, these things and all should be retained on board. Okay, so what we try to do is, even though there will be strict instructions from their companies, I am telling, after you sign on, this is what is the expectation from your side as an observer. Yard delivery is different. It's you have your full team. This second hand takeover is bit difficult. We have to develop a good rapport, as I told before, and then take the log books and all, they will destroy. So I have to take Xerox copies of at least whatever I could find. I will try to take Xerox copies. They won't destroy the ship plans and manuals. That won't be that will be there. And what are all things you should do basically during the observatory period, and what you should not indulge in, this will be clearly mentioned to you when you are joining by your company. Basically, you should not start, stop or touch anything. You should only know all the procedures regarding the operation of the system, starting, stopping, or how to control all these things. And you should be more bothered about the ROB of spares, ROB of fuel, ROB of loops, all these things. You have to, they will also be instructed to show you that's what I am telling you. They will not allow you to touch anything. You should not start or stop something, or even with they will tell don't do anything. So how much amount of observatory period you have, that depends on the company, and then depends on the owners. It depends. Sometimes what happens, hands-in takeover, I had quite a lot of time while for observatory, for getting familiarized. I had about 2 weeks. So I was able to pick up, because you have to pick up everything. Then only you have to assist your new team. No, see, especially starting, stopping of main basic machineries, which we already know. The basics we know, but still, especially main engine, generator, and I worry about mainly 4 things: main engine, generator, purifiers, and other things and all. One by one we can find out after our teams join also. But basic main things are main machineries. Okay. And whatever the during hands-in takeover, I found as I told you before, those people were very good, and one by one. So I was able to pick up from about the behavioral of machineries, performance basically. So while you are in the observatory period, another thing is, when you see the Knox files, you can have if there is any PMS record available in the Knox file, it will be useful for you when you implement your PMS software after you take over, after your team has come and after you have taken over the vessel. That time, with that data, you can enter the PMS software. You can enter at least for main engine and generator. And also you ensure that if the vessel is going to US, you just have a look whether the Marpol equipments are USCG certified. If it is not USCG certified, please inform accordingly. And if you are instructed that after taking over the vessel has to go to dry dock, please sit with the previous team and see anything has to be entered in dry dock specs. For example, rudder ram seal, this thing, how much, if there is much leak or something, you can observe. And what about the condition of the forward seal, something dry dock related. So whatever they could tell, so get the details from them. This is one thing. And another thing is, in your while you join also, have a store list, store requisition with you in Excel sheet with the IMPA codes in place, one for deck, another one for engine room. Because after you take over, company will expect you to do one store requisition, to have a store in case if the stores are less, and it's better you have a template. Because why I'm telling is, after you take over, it will take some time for your company system softwares to get stabilized, and then it takes some time. You may have a requisition software which you may have to install later on, or maybe the IT team of yours may come while you take over, after your team has come in the same boat. But what I'm trying to tell, if you have these things in your hand, it will be, your job will become much easier. So this is one of them. And another thing is, in your forms when you join, they will be telling you that in Valum, for example, SSO is the chief engineer. So I had to see the form, ship security plan. They will give one form. Whatever is as per the vessel specific restricted areas, I have to just enter in that form and then send it to the company. Then they will prepare they will prepare a SSP, ship security plan, and then get approved and then give it to the vessel. This is one thing. Another thing is, while joining, maybe people will tell you that maybe there are the off signing crew may sabotage or something little bit. See, regarding those things, please don't come into any mindset that this is my humble suggestion, that this nationality, if we take over, they may do this and go, and they may put a ladder in the crankcase. What I am trying to tell is, whichever is the nationality, everywhere characters are there, irrespective of whatever it is, even whether they are good or they are bad, doesn't matter. When it comes to their temperament, after your team takes over, please ensure that you inspect the crankcase of main engine and all 3 generators, and lube oil filters and fuel oil filters of main engine and generator. This itself will solve half of your issues. Because after your team comes, you won't have much time to sail out. In the sense, some owners won't give much time. So that is also there. And once your team comes, and if you after sailing out, observe the performance of critical machinery and observe the performance of marpole machinery. These things, and safety statutory equipments. These 3 are needs to be done on a priority basis before involving other things. These 3 are priority basis. And what I feel is, whenever, it's just my suggestion, in case if you have not taken over, and in case if you get an offer, consider it as a good experience. Because of course first 2 months it will be difficult, because you have to report the defects on one side, on the other side you have to implement the PMS also, and so this is a pretty difficult task. But if depending on the ship's condition, you should be in your routine within 2 months or something like that, depending on the ship's condition. So that is one thing. And another thing, maybe I forgot to mention, I don't remember now whether I told you. In case during your observatory period, if you happen to go to US or something, if the voyage is confirmed for US, just ensure all your marpole equipments are type approved. USCG approved is there. If it is not there, please inform the company. And I hope I have given you whatever I with my experience, whatever I could share, I shared with you, and I hope you like this video. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Take care.